Well, good day, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Sport Hangout, where we give you the latest coming from the ever-busy world of sport. My name is Toby, and of course, I'm super excited to be here. We'll be talking about the table toppers in the Premier League, Arsenal Football Club. What a performance over the weekend against Tottenham Hotspur away from home. They defeated Spurs by 4-1. That was the first game for their new manager. Talking about Igo Tudor, but there was no new manager bans for him because they lost over the weekend at home to Arsenal. Now, remember, on Wednesday, Arsenal played a disappointing 2-2 draw away to Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Molineux. And after that game, fans started criticizing Mikel Arteta. Some even said, well, maybe Arsenal might have bottled the Premier League title once again this season because Manchester City, they are breathing on the neck of Arsenal Football Club. But the performance over the weekend was fantastic. Eberechi Eze scored 2 goals for Arsenal. I can't remember the last time Eberechi Eze scored for Arsenal in the Premier League game. Of course, he did score for Arsenal against a couple of cup games, but in the Premier League, it's been a long time since he scored for Arsenal. Now, Eze has scored 5 goals against Tottenham Hotspur already this season. Remember, the first leg at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal won that game as well by 4-1. Eberechi Eze scored a hat-trick for the Gunners. And of course, over the weekend, he scored a brace to make it 5 goals in just 2 matches against Tottenham Hotspur. Well, maybe Arsenal paid £60 million to get Eberechi Eze just to face Tottenham Hotspur. 5 goals in 2 games against Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, that result means that though Arsenal have played a game more than Tottenham Hotspur, than Manchester City, they are 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. 5 points clear. They have played a game more. Remember that Manchester City will still play against Crystal Palace in their own outstanding game. And so if they get to win that game, they will reduce Arsenal's gap at the top to just 2 points. So, but right now, the Gunners are flying 5 points ahead of Manchester City, who are second on the Premier League log. Now, it doesn't get easier for Arsenal because after the game over the weekend, Arsenal have some tough fixtures ahead of them. Up next for the Gunners is a home tie against Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium. Now, that game promises to be interesting. And is a game Arsenal cannot afford to draw points as well. For Chelsea, they've been inconsistent this season. Over the weekend, they failed to beat Burnley at Stamford Bridge, and so they need to go away from home this coming weekend, and do very well against Arsenal Football Club. They have problems of their own as well because Wesley Fofana will not be available for Chelsea against Arsenal. Remember, he got a red card in the game against Burnley, and then their star defender, Marco Cuella, is out for 4 weeks. So I'm trying to understand how Chelsea will shape up against Arsenal Football Club when they face the Gunners at the Emirates Stadium this weekend. So it promises to be interesting. Big games ahead for Arsenal. They are still playing against Manchester City. That will be in April. Before that time, they will face Man City in the Carabao Cup final. So they have some tough games ahead of them. But right now, they have a 5-point cushion. But remember, Manchester City are second on the Premier League log. And when Man City are second, you cannot afford to make mistakes. Fantastic performance by the Gunners the other time. Victor Gyökeres, 2 goals for Arsenal over the weekend. I mean, many fans have also criticized Victor Gyökeres, saying that, well, Arsenal got him from Sporting CP with a lot of money, excess of £60 million. But, of course, he has taken his time to adapt to the demand of the Premier League. Now, but if you check the Premier League stats right now, interestingly, Victor Gyökeres has scored 10 goals in the Premier League because he scored 2 goals over the weekend. And right now, he has 15 goals for Arsenal across all competitions. Now, Gyökeres seems to have hit top form at the right time. And there is no Premier League player right now that have scored more goals since the start of the year 2026 more than Victor Gyökeres. He has scored 8 goals since the start of 2026 for Arsenal in all competitions. So, Arsenal fans will be happy that their star striker is scoring. Talking about Victor Gyökeres, and some other guys are coming back from injury. Martin Odegaard is back from injury. Ricardo Calafiori is back from injury. Some other guys are back from injury. So that will be a big boost for Arsenal going into the business end of the season. But just like I said the other time, well, Arsenal fans will be excited. They must be happy that they defeated Tottenham Hotspur, but it's not yet done because there are still games ahead of the Gunners. We have 11 games to the end of the season. This is the business end of the season where you cannot afford to make mistakes. You can't afford to drop points because they still got tough teams ahead of them. Brighton at the Amex Stadium, Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. These are tough games for Arsenal, and they are facing teams who also want to get something. For example, Chelsea, right now they are out of the top 4 because Liverpool won over the weekend and I expect Man United to beat Everton. So they're out of the top 4. They need to get themselves back to reckoning this weekend as they face Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. So time for Arsenal fans to moderate their expectations. Yes, it's good to be happy. It's good to be excited, but they should know that they've just started the job. So Arsenal Football Club, they are flying at the moment. But the question is this: will Arsenal be able to get over the line? That is the important thing. They've finished second 3 consecutive seasons right now. This is the 4th season. And just like I said the other time, the last time Arsenal finished second 3 times in a row, they won the Premier League title the 4th season. That was under Arsene Wenger. Will Mikel Arteta be able to get Arsenal over the line? Only time will tell. My name is Toby. Until next time that we are going to meet, remember to like, share, comment, and of course, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Sport Hangout. I'll be very happy to hear from you. Thank you.